Welcome to episode 47 of Crypto Waffle. Today's topics are Aster vs Hype, the Coinbase Weekly Liquidity, Avalanche and DeFi report, and the next big short. So, where do you want to start? General market sentiment? Anything that's off the top of your head you want to discuss?
Well, the first thing I need to do is fix it so that I can actually... there you go. Now I can see you.
Boom, boom.
Now you're talking. Where should we start? Let's start at the beginning.
The banana zone. That's where we're starting.
The market. We had a horrific week, should we say?
Choppy.
Or recovering week. When we had done our last week's episode, had we already had the liquidations?
Yes, I believe so.
So we've had a recovering week.
I see. When were liquidations? It was on the day, wasn't it?
Monday. I feel like they were last Monday, like they had happened that
Looking
day.
at the charts, though, Monday looks like it was the day.
Yeah.
So maybe it was the Monday.
Maybe it was the Monday. That makes sense. Because I would have been shouting that we're going to recover. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Monday, definitely.
So, how do you feel?
I feel pretty bullish, like longer term. But in the shorter term, I still don't think we've seen a big enough drop.
You don't think it was scary enough?
No. Although I was, as I've just said to you off of stream, we have seen another 300 million in shorts liquidated today, which I like, because everyone that's been retarded with leverage is just getting pushed out. But these idiots seem to have an unlimited amount of money. So they just keep coming back and getting slapped. But yeah, that is what I'd like to see. Those sorts of Twitter alerts pop up. I like to see those on my on my Twitter account. But other than that, I think general sentiment, everyone feels a bit deflated, bit naff. There's a couple bearish stuff, or some bearish stuff that I've seen on the charts, and some of the technicians I follow have tweeted. Longer term bullish trends, though, still overall. So it's very mixed. It's very mixed.
So we didn't quite get Rectember. Not quite.
Well, it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, no. You're right, we've got a few more days. But we also, what do you think the chances are that we get October? What do you think the chances are that the real fireworks for the last quarter start in October?
Possibly. I mean, Fear and Greed's sitting at 39 currently. Right, so it's just below neutral.
Where do you see that? Where do you see Fear
on
and Greed?
Coin Market Cap? I'm looking.
All right, show us your screen, will you? Let's have a look.
Let's share. There you go. So Coin Market Cap's currently sitting at 39, and back in, well, the last time we've been at extreme greed, when was this? Q4 last year. Since then, we haven't been extreme greed. We've been the highs of greed to about, 67, 76 in Q2.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, we've just been kind of neutral to fear. A flash of greed over here in August and early, August really, July and August. Since then, it's just been fear all the way down, or neutral to fear where we are now. I mean, I don't know. I would like to see a bigger drop, as I've been saying the whole time, before we run. Historically, the last week of September is the shittest in the stock market. It seems to have rebounded today when I last looked. I'm quickly just going to look again, just in case it's completely changed.
The same thing.
Okay, yes. Earlier when I looked, NASDAQ was up. So, yeah, it was up about 1%. Okay, we're now down.
Oh, right. Okay.
It was up about 0.7% on the day. It's now only up 0.35. SPX is only up 0.11 on the day. Historically, end of September, early October is when you see equities fall, and usually, I think we get I think we will see some sort of correlation in the crypto markets, which is why I'm continuing to stay behind my camp that we will see a correction, and then I think we're good to go.
Yeah. I always say the question is it different this time?
Yeah.
Is it going to be different this time? Nothing is making me feel like it is, but
the only thing that's this was probably said last time as well, right? But everyone is expecting to take profits in Q4 and then walk away. Anyone that's been in this space probably more than a couple of years, depending on who they're watching content-wise as well.
Yeah.
But what if this time is different? What if we extend?
And I think there'll be a lot of people that get back in next spring.
I think there'll be a lot of people sidelined and not ready for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's difficult. I personally haven't done anything apart from playing my short thesis with some shorts, but just low leverage. Spot holdings haven't changed, still remain long. So I think it's a difficult one. But yeah, I think what we're kind of explaining and what I see on X, talking to people, that sentiment gauge is pretty much bang on.
Yeah.
As much as I feel pretty bullish and upbeat about what's to come, I do think current sentiment is naff. But then again, I think the sentiment needs to be naff to fear before we go higher.
I also think that the sentiment is often led by the noisy.
Yeah.
And the noisy are often not the enlightened. So I think the sentiment is normally skewed a little bit towards inaccuracy for that reason. So maybe we should be a little bit fearful. I think we should be starting to be greedy now. But like you said, if everybody's thinking about picking up their assets and going home in Q4, then it's going to be an interesting time.
I'd like to see some sort of equity flush, like a 5% drop in equities, which causes Bitcoin to like 100K or whatever it is. People panic, shit the bed, altcoins go down 15, 20% further from where they are. Everyone goes, oh, it's done, this is shit, blah, blah, blah. Start capitulating, then that's the move.
There was no bull market this time around. Bitcoin is dead. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. But stocks were going up. Why was my stocks account doing better than Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah? Because, equities have still been rallying. They haven't stopped. Gold has still been rallying. Pretty sure gold put in new all-time highs today. Yeah, so, it's up nearly it's at all-time highs and printing at the minute, $3,831. Silver's also nearing previous all-time highs.
As I like to say, the dollar is putting in all-time lows.
Yeah. Silver hasn't broke all-time highs yet, but it's not far off. It's only, what's the high on silver? 49.83. We're at 47. So $1.83.
Do you think we need a geopolitical catalyst to get the price down, to have a big shakeout? We haven't had one of those.
Possibly. I'll tell you what we did see last week, actually. I don't know if you saw it as well, but the VIX started to peak. Well, I say started on the daily or on the weekly. We had a rise from where we've kind of been chopping around 14 up to, what was it, high of 17.7. So maybe we're forming some sort of base in the VIX, but we go through prolonged periods of time before we see big spikes. So I don't know. I wouldn't be banking on geopolitical stuff.
Yeah, anything under 20, I think is.
Yeah, there's not much.
Not news, no. I guess it has. I guess it kind of has moved in comparison to how it's been for the last bit of time. I don't think haven't really moved much since tariffs. Looks like the last time.
No, not really.
In March, yeah. So apparently there was some talk about new tariffs as well. Again, Trump was talking about tariffs on furniture. I think he said furniture, heavy vehicles, and another really weird one like drugs or something, like pharmaceuticals. Can't remember what the third one
God
was.
knows, didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, apparently Trump was starting to talk this tariff talk again. But here we are. Someone's got to do something about the tariffs because it feels like all the money is being sucked up by
Yeah.
China. So unless we're going to have another opium wars, we're going to have to do something about that.
I want to share some Poddy Market stuff though, if you don't mind.
Let's go.
Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Right, I think I found some value. Tell me in the comments if I'm a complete nutter. But this, I think, is just silly. Now, I've only got a small portfolio on here. As I've explained last week, I'm trying to be sensible. So I've bought some of this. As you can see, it cost me $24.50. Again, if I do have these random numbers, it's because I was trying to make this look pretty. Okay, the cash. So I bought some of this. I think by end of year, this is an easy play. I think this is a given pretty much. The other one I also think is an easy given is this. Will pump.fun hit 1 cent in 2025? So if we go over to a pump.fun, you can see my trading view now, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. There's pump. As you can see, and we'll stick this on the daily, pump.fun has already been to a high of 0.008. And from current price, we are a mere 78% move away from hitting 1 cent. Now, you can, if you wanted to play this, buy the token here and go to 1 cent. You've made 78%. Or you can go to Poddy Market. So if you put 100 quid in into pump.fun, you make 78%. You've got $178, give or take a dollar or two. On pump.fun, those same $100 would return you 261 as long as you hit it by the deadline. I think that is much better than buying that. Obviously, the major catalyst in the way is you have a timeline holding this and not spot. Again, I've put some money on this, $12. Again, it's not much. I'm being sensible. Okay, I could go gung ho and like, guys, this is just silly. Putting the whole 115 on, but I like playing with the other smaller stuff on here that's shorter term. Like, I'm a gambling man. I'll happily do the odd bit of sports betting and whatnot that's going on as well. But those are the two bets that I've got on, or longer term bets.
What do you think it is that's changed, that's made that cool off so much? Because it was at a much
Sentiment.
higher. You think
That's
it's
all
just
it is.
just the liquidations?
You've got
really...
the way I'm looking at it, and I might be totally mid curve in this, right? Or whatever it is. But when the price of pump.fun, I mean, when we were at highs around the 15th of September. Okay, so if I go back to Poddy Market quickly, 15th of September, where are we? Yeah, around the 15th of September, it was an 82% yes. And now we're not there. All of a sudden, it's a no. I think that tells you everything you need to know about who is using this stuff. It is general people, and they are their biggest own enemy.
Yeah. Something's heading in one direction, they throw money at it.
Yeah, so I think they are some great value plays on pump.fun at the moment, especially related to markets.
That one's an interesting one. The only other way I guess you get a similar sort of outcome is if you use leverage, whereby
obviously
there is a way to stop the bet early. But this one, you've got a set date. Which
you can sell the bet at any moment, and obviously you could sell it for a slight loss. Like I could sell my one currently for minus 18% or minus $2.
The thing is, if pump.fun goes back to all-time highs, how far is it off all-time highs?
Actually, you know what? I'm putting some more on that. I think it goes.
If it goes back to all-time highs, which I guess it had the other day, back to 0.088, which is very close to a cent.
So I'm saying it was literally, I mean, from the all-time high, it was a 10% move.
Yeah.
Like, that's just silly. People are just being silly.
Yeah, it was a 10% move. So people don't think it will go back to an all-time high.
Yeah.
All it really needs to do to go back there is either Solana catches a bid, which I think will pump over a
Yeah.
cent, or sentiment generally changes.
Yeah, definitely.
Will that happen in the next 3 months? Well, we've got dollar at an all-time low. We've also got 2 more rate cuts, pretty much, I don't want to say guaranteed, but looking very likely.
Yeah.
If we don't get one of those rate cuts, though, I think sentiment really changes. I think then we have a real hard time.
Possibly.
But with those 2 rate cuts included, to say pump won't go to a cent before the end of the year, I wouldn't want to bet.
I'd be saying yeah all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Agreed.
Go
we
on.
was moving on to speak about these perp dexes, I was saying about using leverage.
Yeah.
It is now officially, and has been for a little while, perp dex season. And there are 2 big boys in the game. There is Hyperliquid and there is now ASTA. Now, how do you decide which of the 2, if you have to choose one of the 2, how do you decide which of the 2 you want to throw money at?
Well, at the moment, I think if someone that's new and hasn't done it, there's supposed talks of an ASTA airdrop. So first of all, you go over there and just use it. That is number one. Obviously, again, there is talks of Hyperliquid doing another airdrop down the line, but we don't know how long you could be waiting for that. And I assume ASTA, because they've only just come out, will do something for their users pretty quick. Apparently CZ is pretty high up on the board. No one actually knows. I did see a tweet. I think he replied in it saying just an advisor, or something like that.
But how much of that is because he's scared of legal troubles?
Exactly. But yeah, then again, he's also tweeted. I saw a tweet that he was saying that ASTA is actually a competitor to BNB. It just so happens that it's because effectively they will be taking market share away from people trading on Binance. He's not wrong, but it just so happens that it's come out of Binance Labs and other related things to CZ that it has occurred.
Don't you think the volume, the majority of the volume that goes onto these decentralized dexes is not the volume that would go onto a centralized perps dex?
Don't know. I don't know how they're measuring it.
I feel like the type of user, I feel like the decentralized perp dex that doesn't have KYC, that doesn't stop you, that doesn't limit you, that won't freeze your order book for any reason, won't ask for source of funds, won't do any of that stuff. I think that opens up the door to a very different pool of money than the centralized exchanges.
And that's why ASTA was created, though, isn't it? Because they want to share the pie, realistically.
Yeah.
And Hyperliquid was the only one that was getting shares of that pie.
And I think the Hyperliquid proved that the pie was a lot bigger than anybody had estimated. And it's weird because Hyperliquid was not the first decentralized DEX.
No.
But
I think it's the first one that launched for the people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They did it really well for the user.
Yeah.
So
or for the token holder.
Yeah,
so, but maybe not even the user. And there are some others. The first one that I came to see, which I wasn't.
Apparently, there's a decent one on base.
Is that the one called Lighter or something like that?
Might be. I haven't used it. I haven't used that or ASTA. I only use Hype.
Yeah, there's one called Lighter.
At the moment.
Lighter's got some crazy volume.
Right.
$8 billion in the last 24 hours, which is an interesting one. They're also supposed to be doing an airdrop.
Right.
And I think, so here's a little bit of, it's not quite alpha. It's just a bit of a method that a few of the guys that I know are using. Is what they're doing is they're going on Lighter and they're taking out 3x long, and then they're going on ASTA and they're taking out 3x short on the exact asset. and they're just hoping that all the volume that they can do against themselves, like perfectly hedged, will equal more in airdrops than it costs them in fees. Sounds like it's well worth a punt.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people doing that. Like, people aren't stupid. They'll be hedging across different platforms.
Yeah.
And just be trying to do as big a volume as possible to make themselves applicable for drops and whatnot. It's a difficult one. I mean, personally, if you're going to use them, I'll just go and use them. I haven't used Asta yet because I don't feel the need to. I just use Hype. But that might be just being because I can't be asked to set up another account. It's another thing to fucking look at. Like,
these accounts are not that hard to set up as well. It's not.
No, they're not. They're really easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Even though they're really easy, I still can't be asked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I don't think it's so much that you have to set up another account. I think it's mostly, for me anyway, it's mostly when they're on different chains. Yeah. If it's on the same chain and I just have to click connect wallet on a different site, I don't care. Well, let me make sure that we're not just being a-holes here. Let's see if the Asta is actually on another chain, because I've genuinely never even tried to use the thing.
There's some technicals that scare me about Hype at the minute though as well. Which we can go into in a second once you've just double checked this.
Yeah, Asta, they do actually have.
I'm pretty sure you can deposit really easy with them as well, can't you?
Yeah, they're saying that they're going to have an airdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't meet the eligibility criteria. That's rubbish. Oh, wow. Okay, so Asta, 1,000x leverage.
Yeah, silly. Just silly. You're just asking to be wiped, aren't you?
Just for the sake of, I don't know what we'd call it, science, I'm going to have a little go with 1,000.
What, 1,000x leverage?
1,000x leverage. And I'm going to say that Bitcoin will go from 113.8. Should I say up or down?
I don't know. Let me have a look. Wait a second. You're doing 1,000x, so I need to be on like the minute chart.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I've never looked at anything with more AIDS ever in my life. Look at that. 1 minute of just pure shithousery. I'm going to say down.
You're going to say down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me change it then.
Okay,
so I'm going to put.
Can we time how quickly you get liquidated?
All right.
Right, tell me when you've put the thing on. I'm going to stick a stopwatch on.
All right.
Right, tell me when.
Go.
Right, it's on. We'll carry on the show and see how fast you got liquidated.
How fast I lose my $10.
Oh, God.
1,000x. Right, my liquidation price. Let me see.
What is it?
My liquidation price is 113,872.
Woohoo!
And we're at 795, 796.
872. That's not a lot of room. It's really
not. 840,
yeah. You've been liquidated.
860. I'm done. I died.
It's been 37 seconds.
Oh no, I'm out.
I was literally just watching the chart, just drawing a line at your liquidation price, and boom!
Smashed through it. What a time to be alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why you don't use 100x leverage.
It's
1,000, sorry. Christ.
I want to do that again.
Let's do it later.
Oh my gosh, that was good. Whew.
Well, on the subject of the DEXs, I just want to show some technicals on both of them, actually. So, Hype, first of all, is the one that's not scaring me, just technically doesn't look amazing. We'll get off this minute chart to start, because we do not want to be looking at that. So, what I'm looking at here for Hype, can you see this?
Yeah.
So, we did originally have a breakout, and let me just change these so everybody can see this properly. So those triangle or those orange lines there forming this flat top ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it, wedge, whatever, typically a bullish pattern, which is fine. And we looked like we're having that break. We had that break and then it turned over. That is what you call a fake out. Now, normally when you see a fake out, you see an extended move in the opposite direction. So in this case, we were looking to go up. So we should see an extended movement in the opposite direction to the downside. There is an argument to say we've already had that. Now, what I'm afraid of is if we lose this wedge, right, technically your target break from that wedge would be the same as it would be to the upside. And the technical downside of that wedge would be putting us around this 28 to call it $30 region. Now, if, and this is me just putting two and two together in my head, we get a 5% correction in equities, Bitcoin goes to 100, you could see a flush in something like Hype to around that 30 to 35, I reckon, to be broad. And on the daily, if we did come in touching that SMA, I think that'd be quite good at 33. So I wouldn't bet the boat that we're going down here, but I think it's a possibility. And on the daily, realistically, if this daily candle or this daily candle here, if we close below and do on the weekly as well, that will be a confirmed breakdown if this weekly candle closes below this ascending line. And then for Asta, again, the only reason why I think we get a short here is you have kind of had the same pattern. We could have a flat bottom and a declining top or descending wedge, whatever you want to call it. They are typically bearish patterns and break to the downside. The other thing that we haven't seen on this yet, which we normally always see on new tokens, is a 70 to 90% drop. But at the moment, we've only seen 35.
Yeah.
So it would not surprise me if from this peak, and I had a go at shorting the other day, but got stopped. Wouldn't surprise me if this falls to like 70 cents, maybe even more at some point. I mean, the target for the wedge is you're looking at approximately, give or take, to $1.24.
Yeah.
Which is still a decent breakdown. And it coincides with these areas of support on the left-hand side. I don't know if you can see that around here. Yeah. So I think Aster, Hype both look negative, and assuming we get some sort of negative thing within TradFi world, I think they're pretty good shorts. I think there's some others as well out there.
The counter argument would be that the sector itself is DeFi reimagined, let's say.
Yeah.
There will be the incumbents. There's room for two or three, each having massive volumes. If it becomes Hype and Asta, what we have seen in previous cycles is that volume is volume. So even when the prices are going up or the prices are going down, the exchanges seem to suffer differently, let's say. And they definitely don't suffer in terms of exchange volume. They may suffer in terms of token price, but they may not suffer in terms of exchange volume. Now, if these two assets are based on their token price is based on their exchange volume, is there an argument to say that we may see them behave differently from a fundamental point of view than anything we have seen before ever in the space?
Possibly, but it's such a hard thing to nail, isn't
it? It's a reach. Am I overthinking it is the question.
I mean, what I'm looking to do with some of my Hype, I haven't done it yet. So I hold spot Hype. I've also unlocked at the moment 30%, maybe 30% of my Hype, something like that. And I was looking to maybe go short with it to play the idea. So I remain holding spot, staking it, earning Hype, and then I can look to short with some other of my Hype to counterbalance. Obviously, longer term, I think they both go higher. Like I think it's gonna happen. Just in the shorter term, I'm looking to maybe up my Hype holdings or whatever it is. Asta, you could do the same thing with Asta on their thing. As long as I assume do they have staking?
I don't. Well, I'd assume so. Let's have a look.
I would assume so.
Yeah, there isn't.
That's something that I'm looking at doing. Haven't done it yet, but something I need to look at, calculate, see if it's actually worth it, see if there is rewards there, all that good stuff.
They've got their own, and I was doing this on one of the Solana, Jupiter. I think I was doing it on. They've got their own liquidity token.
Right. Okay.
Giving 30% APY. These liquidity tokens are pretty good. Well,
is it like JLP or whatever it is on Solana?
Yeah, like JLP, but this one's called ALP, obviously because it's Asta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be worth collecting a few. Unfortunately, I don't have much BNB left as I've just blown up my account.
What, with $10?
My $10.
Crazy.
So feeling a bit sheepish. But yeah, I think that might be worth a look. What's new? Yeah, so they do have a staking, but their staking is, I don't know what the staking is on Hyperliquid, but over here it's looking like,
I'll have a look quickly. Your average APR is what, 2.2%. Yeah, you can get some commission from certain pools and whatnot, but it probably averages about 3%.
Yeah, see here they've got their own BNB. They've got their own USDF. Don't know who's issued that. Their own BATC, which doesn't actually show an APY yet, and Cake as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny one. I think there's definitely lots of things you can do there, though. I just want to share quickly before we go into the report the other shorts I was looking at. Can you see my screen again?
Yeah.
Other shorts I'm looking at. YZY. We know this has been a complete shit show, pretty much since the outset, and it seems to be doing the standard, and it's probably already down 90%. But I think this thing just keeps falling. To be honest, I don't know what Kanye was thinking, but it is going to try and liquidate you every time. So I think the play for this, or what you'll probably see, is some ridiculous move like this that will liquidate you here. So if you went short now, you probably get liquidated, even if you put stops like 45 cents. But yeah, I think you can short this, low leverage, no stops. Obviously, you need a big buffer in your account, or a buffer in your account that has like a ridiculous liquidation price of maybe like, I don't know, 50 cents or something. Yeah. Unless there's a load of people with that. World Liberty Finance, I think there's an opportunity for more shorts. Oh, drawing all over the screen.
I think this one's a bit more dangerous, as that's
no
easily manipulated by the news.
I think any of these are fair game, not assuming, but if my thesis is correct that we get a pullback in equities, I think all of these could be really good shorts. But yeah, World Liberty Finance, I think you can have another short at. Realistically, you'd probably want to lose these lows around 18 cents. Look to play fresh lows. IP, I think you could look to short. This thing's just been vertical. And again, like many a new tokens, as it had it's had a 70%, so maybe that one's not out the picture, but I think you could play it maybe back to like 620, 540, something like that. I think there's a room for movement. If you all know, I'm still looking for like 3.4 to 3.8, and we tagged a low of 3.825. Trump really, 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 really fucking annoyed. This was one of the shorts I had. My stop loss, I believe, and let me have a look at it because I just found it right in front of me, was $9.30. Where did we go?
Oh, it kissed you out.
Yeah, $9.53. Again, I knew what I should have done. I shouldn't have put a stop, but I thought, no, I'm going to be a sensible guy. I'm going to use a stop. No. not being sensible is always the good thing. But yes, what was really annoying is that we got stopped out literally before the liquidation, and I was caught. I said the head and shoulders top / descending wedge, like it's all there. The setup's there. It's just the stop loss was too tight. Asta again just explained this. I think there's downside movement. Same with Hype, and then finally this XPL thing that's come out. I don't really know much about it, but again, I can't. It's literally been out a couple of days. So this thing could have more movement to the upside. But in the short term, we lose this 116, 115, could definitely fall off.
I think XPL is I think it's a massive airdrop play.
Yeah.
I think that it's also a VC coin. It's supposed to be another place for people to use stable coins. As we said just before we came on air, actually, stable coins is one of the biggest narratives of the moment.
Indeed.
The good thing about shorting narratives is that narratives die and new narratives come along. We've had the metaverse was a narrative. We've had NFTs, the narrative. We've had RWAs. DATS was a narrative. Yeah, we've had so many narratives. I think this is just the latest in a very long line of narratives. I don't expect it to last for long. I feel like...
I think it could if it's got the institutional backing. I really do think it could. Especially with Tether potentially raising... is it raising? What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, but why would Tether give a damn about this random...
No, they're not, but it's just stables, isn't it? It fits that narrative. There's a lot of buzz around stables, especially with all these new things that are being passed in the US. So I think you can make money there. As well as this downside, I think you could also long that as well.
Stables are an interesting thing because in reality, a lot of people use stables outside of the regulated framework. A lot of the grey market uses stable coins.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Now, what do we end up having? Because we can't have one chain to rule them all. Because if there is one chain that is particularly big and is particularly strong and is particularly loved by TradFi, that chain will be far more controlled than the grey market will allow. So do we end up with two chains? Could Plasma be the TradFi darling?
Possibly.
And something like Tron remains the grey market's darling?
I think anything is possible. Definitely. I don't think it's out of the question. I just think short term, there's definitely an argument to say short it because as we've seen before, and we've covered it on this show many a times, all these new tokens historically have ridiculous falls.
Yeah.
It's just trying to catch that fall without getting stopped.
I heard the creator or the top guy for Plasma. I heard him speak on an interview podcast for about an hour, and he said pretty much nothing. And I came away thinking, this is such a load of rubbish. It ranks up there with like XRP. But
that makes me bullish when you say that.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly how I felt. I was like, this is just such rubbish. And then I thought, what does that matter? Yeah. like who even gives a damn?
It fits the meta.
If it fits the meta and the retail, they can get a story to sell it to retail, they will pump the price of it and it will survive and it will become a blue chip. We have seen it.
Why not?
Yeah. Cardano, as I said, XRP, and there are many others. But let's see what happens.
We shall see.
Shall we do our predictions?
I just want to dive into this report quickly.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just quickly, we shan't be long.
You're losing light there, sir.
Let me go turn them on. Bear with.
As he goes and leaves us to our devices, I think I'm going to have another cheeky...
we have light.
$10 on this Asta again.
You addict.
I'll
Right.
get it this.
Whilst he's gambling and being a degenerate, this is the weekly report from Coinbase. We've done these before. You know where to go find them. Coinbase.com/institutional research. It should come up. Market views. In our view this week, macro data tampered hopes of an aggressive rate cuts, firmed the dollar and tightened the financial conditions. Feel free to go and read this fully. I'm just doing a brief cover of this report. From our global perspective, our custom M2 liquidity index suggests liquidity headwinds starting in November. And they do mention in here, where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Markets appear, no, it's not that bit. It's in here. I'm going to read this whole paragraph. Our custom global M2 liquidity index, an optimized blend of money supply growth that leads Bitcoin by 110 days, inflects downwards starting in November. Because the gauge offers a 0.9 correlation with BTC across 1 to 3 months, 1 month to 3 year windows, we think there may be a good chance that the inflection foreshadows liquidity headwinds into year end. What does that mean? They see a dip coming, effectively. They're not outlining it being the top, but they see it coming, potentially starting in November. So they're saying, and like they have been saying in the other reports, we could see continuation through October into November before we potentially see this dip. However, the index also suggests favorable liquidity additions in October, as I just mentioned, which could support risk assets in the short term. So to break it down simplistically, pump to the end of October, pull back November is what they're saying. And they've got a lovely little chart of their thing there. Beyond macro, we think this weekend's crypto liquidations were a consequence of positioning stress that we had been flashing warning signals for a few weeks. And they mentioned this other report, which they put out last week, where they mentioned the positioning being well overdone, pretty much. And again, they provide us a lovely little chart to view. They go on to say, and they're talking about Avalanche here. So they're saying, effectively, there's been a big institutional development within Avalanche of its updates and bridging and all sorts. So feel free to go and read that. I've done some TA on Avalanche, which I'm going to go to in a minute, just to show you. But if we gloss past all of the lovely information on Avalanche, we go to the DeFi snapshot. The TVL growth across most chains and protocols has fallen from late summer highs, marking a shift from broad expansion to selective consolidation. Over the past month, 30-day TVL, which is total value locked, gains across most ecosystems have cooled towards flat, which we think suggests the earlier growth spurts have normalized and fresh deposits are rotating more selectively rather than flooding system-wide. And at the moment, some of that might be going to ASTA. So people might be falling out their DeFi things to chase this new narrative with this new DEX that's come online and doing that. So that'll probably be playing into it as well. Meanwhile, DEX activity keeps scaling even as TVL growth slows, underscoring crypto's utility as a trading and speculation rail. Uniswap and PancakeSwap still anchor spot flows, but share whipsaws as liquidity chases the day's trading pairs across chains. And PancakeSwap will be picking up because Binance is at all-time highs. We've got the spotlight on Binance and BNB chain, so they will likely stay in the spotlight for a bit longer until the money rotates its way down the chain. And other than that, the only other real thing that we need to watch out for this week is we do have ISM this week, I believe Wednesday. So that will be good. And I want to say we're currently at 48. Let me look quickly. Yeah, 48.7. I'm hoping this week or this month, could be the month that we tick up above 50. That's really what we want to see. It's good data for us, and we know what 50 means. Alt season is upon us at some point. Now, quickly into AVAX TA before we forget, and then we can go and do some more degenerate gambling. I know you're itching, sir.
I've got a position already. I've not been liquidated.
Right. Avalanche, here we go. So on the weekly, first of all, big picture, you have this lovely big bull flag, as you can see, and I'll change the color quickly with the orange lines. Apologies for all the other mess on here. You can see this lovely big bull flag, and that, assuming we get a breakout here, the measured move takes you to like 325 or something ridiculous. Is that right? Yes, it is. So around about there, call it 300, whatever you want to say. But in the short term, more interestingly for me, we have this potential double bottom. So one bottom being here, two being here. You could also say it's a W pattern, whatever you want to call it. We had this nice smaller ascending wedge form, as you can see. Nice breakout to the upside. We've had the retest. That's where you should have bought. What we should see next is continuation. But then again, as we discussed today, if we get a broader market correction within TradFi or whatnot, it's likely that this probably gets pulled down along with it. But if we don't, and TradFi keeps running, we could see this easily get back up to the top of the range, about 43, and potentially even break out and maybe have a crack at this 61 to 68 range. You get above that, then you'll be closing in on all-time highs. So it's looking okay.
I like Avalanche from a fundamentals point of view as well. It's quite an active network, quite a good network. So they are the type of chain that I would not be surprised if they had like the world's first actual killer app on there. I put it up there with Solana, Base, and ETH itself.
Yeah,
it's a really good network.
So how's your degenerate trade going?
I'm still in. I'm currently 15% down. The price is 114,000. If it goes to 114,056, I am finished. But it's holding steady at 114,000, and I've put in a short.
Right. Okay.
So let's see if we finish going up and we have a little downswing. I'm looking at the 1 second chart at the minute.
Unbelievable.
It's brilliant.
But anyway, on to predictions from last week. So where is the Monday? Monday was this big red candle here. I don't know when or where on this candle we put our predictions on. We were at 112.
Yeah.
Okay, I predicted what, 110? 109.5?
You said 109.5.
Okay, I take that because we went to lows of around 108.5.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we didn't go to your target of 118.
Oh, we didn't go nowhere near it, sir.
No, but that is 1-0 to me. On ETH, really annoyed because this was my short. This was my short, and I was really annoyed.
Well, we did say about closing it, didn't we? But we just didn't.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was worth it in the end. Because how far were we off? Because I haven't got the hyperliquid chart in front of me.
I will tell you.
How low did we go?
I'm scared to close this screen.
We can't have been far off. On my chart, we went as low as 3,825. I'm pretty sure my take profit was 320.
You're still in it, actually, and you are slightly in the money.
Good. 3,820, I think my take profit was.
Yeah.
And it was.
How far down did we go? We went down to... Oh, that's Altcoin. We went down to 3,821.
Oh, no way. No way.
We went down to 3,821.
Jammy bastards. Oh, well. It happens. But can we give this to me?
Yeah, of course.
To make it 2-0?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Altcoin, both incorrect. Directionally, I was correct. But yeah, didn't quite. Probably a tad too bearish. on that.
Yeah, you said 50. Well, how we went down as low as 55.
Yeah, 53 on my chart.
Yeah, from 61. Actually, no, do you know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah, I've said a bad thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 53.
Yeah,
53.5.
pump. I got correct. I said, what did I say? 0.0005.
Yep.
We went to a low of 0.0048.
Yep.
So I hit that. And then B&B. Oh, get off my screen. What is this thing doing? Get off my screen. Why is it doing this to me?
Oh, I've been liquidated again.
Can we give this to me? What was the low? 9:30, did I say?
Yeah.
We hit a low of 9:32.
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah, you can have that.
An absolute whitewash for me this week. Come on.
Like literal 4-0.
Yeah. 4 out of 5. I will take that all day.
I got none. 0 out of.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. 1,100. Did we not go back up there? We went just back over 1,000.
What was that for? BNB?
BNB, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately not. The Monday was yeah, we were literally on the highs the day after the highs when we made the predictions. So what assets are we having this week?
All right, this week, let's go for Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yeah.
Shall we do ASTA?
Yeah.
As we've been looking at it. Avalanche, AVAX.
Yeah, we can do that.
And one meme coin. Should we do Trump?
Yeah. We can do Trump. There we go. So there are our ones. Ooh, I nearly selected the wrong one there. AVAX and Trump. Boom, boom. So Bitcoin, where do you think we're going, sir? Back in the middle of the range. What do you think's next? You there? Is he frozen? I think he may be frozen. I think he is frozen. Let's message him just in case he hasn't realised he's frozen. Otherwise, he'll be talking to a screen with no one there. You're frozen. Yep, he's just WhatsApped me. Power cut. Well, I shall finish solo today and do predictions. We will post the trades after. Let's see if he comes back on whilst we're doing this. But this week, my predictions for Bitcoin back into the middle of the range off the lows, suggesting next that we maybe take a run at the highs should we be successful. But I'm going to bear in mind that the end of September, early October is traditionally crap for stocks. So I'm going to go to the downside and I'm going to say we go to 106. I think he can allow for that this week. ETH, what I'm looking at here, what I'm seeing is you had your flag, broke to the downside, a bearish retest. I think we head lower. And I'm going to say 3.6 for ETH. Actually, 3.650. 3.650. There's ETH. Asta, funny one. I'm going to go ballsy, 124. Big move. AVAX daily. Ooh. That's not really a big enough drop, is it? $26, 12%. Let's do 25. Going bearish, failed breakout, coming back in. 25. There. I'll have to ask Crypto C to do his after or tomorrow. And then Trump. Funny one. I think it could just be chop. It really wouldn't surprise me if we come back up to like 8 though. I'm going to say we rerun the lows. 680. What's that percentage wise? It's so poor though, isn't it? Like it's 10%. That's easily done. 680. I'll stuff it. Let's do 620. Fresh lows for the Trump Meister. 680. 620. Sorry. And then for my trade this week, guys, I'm going to take the ballsy move and I'm going to do ASTA. I'm going to leave. I don't really want to leave it unopened though. Really don't want to be leaving it open. I'll get Crypto C to put this on and I'll get his one to put his on. And then we'll share the graphic after of entries. Probably have a stop at like 220, maybe up here. Unless we did fresh highs, so like 250. That's what I'm thinking. Stop around 250, really wide, low leverage, 2x, something like that. Play for the 123 downside, which from current price is around a 30%, 2x looking at 60%, something like that. That's what I'm thinking for my one. Don't have a clue what Crypto C would choose. But yeah, that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'll quickly just check Instagram. No questions. I can't see if Crypto C has. Let's check Twitter. Any questions on Twitter? No comprende. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, adios, and we shall see you soon. Goodbye.